Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm your anchor, Josie Sabo.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean Francis. And because you are still trying to put your mind back together after it was blown by a 68-year-old ripped, tatted Danny Elfman shredding the Simpsons theme at Coachella with Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit, wow. We are bringing you the top local, national, and world stories that you may have missed.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash. Ooh, in sync. Nice. All right, well, get ready to say goodbye to all those social justice warriors looking to ruin your freedom of speech. Daddy Elon just bought Twitter for 44 billies. Yeah, what likely began as a prank, I think, or just the richest man alive having nothing better to do but joke about wanting to save the social media platform from itself in order to maintain its societal imperative of free speech. Look forward to the return of the ultimate poster child of saying whatever you want with no consequences to return soon. Yeah. And make sure... It sure would be nice if the richest guy on the planet did something about, I don't know, world hunger or literally anything else when he was bored instead of just buying up social media or going to space or hosting SNL or having children with Grimes. You know, if any of these other hobbies are any indication, though, he'll probably get bored with Twitter after a couple months and he'll find another shiny ball to play with. Or maybe a bunch of people will just delete their accounts. Oh, either way, we hear MySpace is making a comeback.
Meanwhile, in Florida, the state government and the Disney company have started a big no-takesies-backsies fight.
Ooh.
After Disney withdrew their $4.8 billion donations to various politicians that supported the Don't Say Gay bill after several protests and strikes from LGBT plus employees, Florida decided they'll just undo a 50-year-plus legal setup that allowed Disney to operate their theme parks as an independent government. In other terms, Disney was the Vatican of Florida. And that actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Hundreds of thousands of people make the pilgrimage each year to look at the palaces, eat the Holy Sacrament, and watch a procession with the big cheese leading it. And just like the Vatican, the park gates are like a salt circle keeping out demons, only the demons are the federal and state laws. Which means you can steal all the mouse ear headbands you want without any repercussions. Yes. But between one of the biggest media conglomerates in the country having their own mini-governments for people's vacations and bigoted Florida Republicans losing money and support for their trans and homophobic bill, I'm glad they're both losing.
Yeah. Wait, one more. There we go. Nice. Over the weekend, the Michigan GOP held a rally. Where else? Good old DeVos place. Yeah. The event was a preliminary caucus where constituents from all over the state, let's be fair, mostly the UP, cast ballots to choose various candidates who would win the Republican nomination for election in the fall. And it really was a star-studded event. Even recent Masked Singer contestant Rudy Giuliani was in attendance. Real quick on that, for those you don't know, Giuliani was recently eliminated after his one and only bad to the bone performance on the popular singing competition. His reveal as the jackass in the box caused judges Ken Young and Robin Thicke to walk off in protest. And let's just be like, and the dude who wrote Blurred Lines is disgusted with you. You gotta do some inner searching on that. You gotta do some deep digging. This just means, though, that all the other GOP all-stars that were in attendance were just ready to debut their own Masked Singer characters for the show, like MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, or the Walrus, or candidate for governor Perry Johnson, or the Crypt Keeper, Bo LaFave, the Gopher, or also Mike Lindell's son.
We've also got Cindy Berry as the church lady, Ryan Berman as mall security cop, and Pete Hoekstra as the retired gym/health teacher.
Yep, Matthew DiPerno as the failed CPA. Tom Leonard as the top of your golf trophy, and Grover Norquist, which is what that name alone, but as the eagle.
We've also got Linda Lee Tarver as the lunch lady, Michelle Frederick as the warhawk, and Tammy Carlone as the cat lady.
Yeah. The irony to all of this, the event was marred by a massive technical error that caused many in attendance to cast faulty ballots. Apparently, the ballots that they were given only had options candidate A and candidate B listed, and the names were displayed on a PowerPoint screen throughout the hall. Well, somebody accidentally put the wrong names in the wrong places for some of these races, so many people voted on the wrong candidate by accident with hundreds of spoiled ballots. But, you know, we definitely need to be listening to them about how to run elections, right?
The original dress worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz was found after being lost for decades. It originally had been gifted to the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., but they apparently misplaced it, which just sounds like ironic, suspicious behavior from an institution that looks down on people from over the rainbow. The dress is set to be sold in Los Angeles for between $800,000 to $1.2 million. Wow. And as an added bonus, not only do they get the original dress, but they will also be getting the original Toto.
Scientists finally determined why vampire bats are the only mammals that can survive on a diet of only blood, otherwise known as hemophiliac Harry's worst first day on the job. The research shows that despite being so low in calories, 1 in 3 out of the 1,400 species of bats can sustain themselves on the red stuff alone, while others have to supplement with insects and fruit and nectar, pollen, the occasional frog. The secret, apparently, is that they're really good at utilizing the free accoutrement at the Bloody Mary bar at brunch. Based on this study, Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle venture Goop is inspired to release a new series of blood supplement pills.
Last week, a rare corpse flower had bloomed at one of Grand Valley State University's greenhouses. One of the rare and infamous traits of the flower being that it emits a stench of flush decay and rotting garbage. Yeah, we love that. Many students and visitors alike came to admire the rare sight, as well as relieve some gas in peace without worrying about the smell. Unfortunately, farts still make noises though, and scientists in the greenhouse have been filming everybody that came through to name and shame the fart felons. Because you know what they say, if you don't want to be on the chart, don't do the grotesque fart.
Yep. Smelt equals dealt. Man in Germany received 90 COVID shots from all of the different brands into his own body, and so he could resell the vaccination card and lot numbers to people who didn't want to be vaccinated. I know, this is crazy, right? Usually Germans are very restrained and disciplined when it comes to having correct papers. Now, this is actually, I think, the man's, just give it a second, yep. It was actually a backdoor audition to MTV's My Strange Addiction. Poke Man, gotta inject them all. He reportedly was caught after showing up to the same location 2 days in a row. That's bold. I mean, I got a free sandwich from McDonald's once, and I still haven't been back to that place. I'm ashamed.
At John Ball Zoo, longtime resident Yogi the Bear celebrated his 30th birthday last week. Yay! And to celebrate the momentous day, zoo staff made him a special cake that included frozen apple juice, blueberries, grapes, celery, and a banana frosting. A recipe they reportedly got from a mom in East Grand Rapids. This is an extra sweet anniversary for Yogi because when he was but a young cub, he was almost euthanized for being a constant troublemaker. But luckily he was able to survive by shifting the blame to Boo Boo.
In Texas last week, a junior college pitcher from Weatherford College tackled an opposing runner rounding third base after hitting a home run, and the pitcher was soon dismissed from the team, and Weatherford College was forced to forfeit the game as well as the next 2 games in the series. Now, the pitcher has some extra time on his hands, so he's reportedly taking his talents to the local bar scene as a bouncer. His school's football team actually also tried to recruit him, but he was again dismissed after attempting to hit his teammates with a baseball bat.
Research has discovered that mushrooms can talk to each other and have a vocabulary of about 50 words. And if you listen closely, you can actually hear them. But because their vocabulary is limited, it's mostly jokes about them being a fun guy, and how if you don't like them now, they'll grow on you. It's really good for boosting the moral fiber. Scientists believe there's mushroom to improve in this field.
We got through it, everybody. Hey, anybody here scared of the ocean? Yeah, well, I got bad news. Virologists have identified more than 5,000 new viruses in the ocean. But, I mean, really, are we that surprised that they found them there? I mean, that's where fish poop. Anyway, those who are taking this news as a warning sign for possible further mandates because of these new viruses are starting to leap into the ocean mouth first saying, "My body, my choice!"
While the Batman continues to make records in theaters, there's another Batman making records on the baseball field. Detroit Tiger slugger Miguel Cabrera made his 3,000th career hit over the weekend, being just the 7th player to do so, much like there are only 7 other Batman. However, also similar to the Dark Knight, it'd be great if his teammates would pull their own weight rather than let him do all the work. And at this rate, Cabrera might make another landmark record in the future, but not if that pitcher from Texas has anything to say about it.
Little Caesars has actually announced a new promotion similar to the Taco Bell World Series special, you know, where they give a taco away for some reason that would be important if I cared about sports. Well, in this case, Tigers, if the Tigers make it to the playoffs, everybody in Michigan is going to get a free Little Caesars box. Yeah, no guarantee what's going to be inside the box. Could be empty. Could be a Batman calzone. It could be just a litter of baby vampire bats. Who knows? But either way, it'll be hot and ready.
We'd also like to thank our writers for NewsFlash this week. And if you'd like to see your name up here, you can submit your jokes to comedyoutletmondays@gmail.com with the subject NewsFlash Tips.
Yep, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, I guess, for now. You can rewatch videos from past shows, get notified of lineups for future shows, find our submission form to get your act on our stage, learn about other ways to get involved. But now, Grand Rapids, you're welcome. NewsFlash!